I think people should be treated based on being a human being and not because they have, this great insurance or not this great insurance. So, but on the other hand, I can tell you one thing: practicing in Canada as a physician, you never ever practically have to worry about lawsuits. We in America tend to be very much into getting litigation as the way to solve problems. And so what happens is the doctors here become overly defensive and do things that are which are not necessary in my opinion, and do over testing and sometimes in the over testing I have personally seen examples where over testing has led to death of patients. Okay, so
Really?
it is really not good to have a system where everything is resolved through litigation for years. And so I think we need to have a system where there's respect for dignity to humans, which is there in Canada, but at the same time your access to technology and specialists is very limited. You could be waiting in the ER for hours, waiting to see somebody, and even if you're having chest pain, okay, and you could actually end up possibly dying in the waiting to get in. Once you get in, your care is good, but to get into the system, sometimes it's not very good. So I think I would, and also the other thing is doctors in Canada tend to get arrogant, in my opinion, because what happens is when you only have 2 or 3 specialists, well, you don't have much choice. So you're going to either need to see that doctor, and if you don't, if you want to argue with the doctor or whatever, well, you won't see another one for a year, and so what choice do you have? So it's not. I'm not saying every physician is like that, by the way, because there are great doctors in Canada as well. But it's general. I've had personal family experiences where, the doctors wouldn't even come and talk to us after a procedure on my own family because they were too busy. And one of the doctors there told me he was a really nice man. He said to me, "Well, Dr. Neelam, it's because you guys are you have to be nice to your patients because because there's so much competition, whereas we don't have to be nice to our patients because we have a waiting list of 6 months." So I think the thing is, there certainly is huge differences between Canada and America, but at the same time, we should not ever forget in America that some of the most greatest innovations in the medicine that has ever occurred in the history have been from America, both pharmaceutical, technological advances. So I think we do not ever want to be in a position where we lose that as well.
So you don't want to just toss out what we have, but somehow modify
Well, no.
it.
I think there are certainly huge problems with the system that we have too. I'm not saying that America is because, like I said, there are millions of Americans who don't have insurance, and I really don't think that's right. I also don't think it's right in America for people to get bankrupt because they got an illness. Okay, but at the same time, and there's also a lot of waste and fraud and abuse in the whole system in this country. But do we have the best technology and the best surgeons and a lot of the different things? Absolutely. I mean, if people are sick in the world, where do they want to come? They want to come to America.
Well, the perfect time for you now to tell something about the movie, a short synopsis here, because I've seen in the trailer some of the things that you've talked about. Tell me about the movie.
Well, it's about a young Canadian Sikh transplant surgeon who moves from Canada to America, and he is sort of confused about his identity. He doesn't know who he is. Why was he born a Sikh? Where does he find happiness? And he moves to this country to find happiness, more freedom. And ultimately, he realizes that he ends up battling the injustices of the American health system and his own identity. So it's a movie about finding peace within yourself. It's about love. It's about life, and complexities that how we deal with living in this world today.
And compromise. That's the big thing.
And compromise. Huge things about it.
As I've shown the trailer to people of different nationalities and different religions and so forth, and different levels of devotion to their religion, they marveled at even having to make some of the choices. Tell one of the choices here that your character had to make.
I've had people write to me. I had one person write from Miami, and they said to me they woke up at 3 in the morning shaking with after watching this film because of all the compromise they've made in their own life. So it's like really got to them, and it really is about values and how values are beyond race and religion, and and time. And I think this movie, in my opinion, will be popular, now, and it'll be popular 100 years from now,
Sure.
because of the fact that we are all connected as humanity, and it is not based on money, wealth, looks, etc., etc. So I think that you'll see people of all races and religion are liking this movie. In fact, the comments I get is, I saw the movie, I love it. Now I'm going to ask my kids to see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is word of mouth, kind of indie underdog film, which is like the little film that could.
Right. Right. It seems very good. Well, a couple of the scenes that relate to the things that you talk about, and these are things that, at least one of them, you've actually witnessed in your own life about the bonuses of procedures. Talk about that one in short here.
Well, when I first started practicing in this country in the beginning, I was approached by the administrator who hired me, and they said, well, Dr. Neelam, you're on a salary, but we have bonus system. If you are ordering tests on these certain patients, then you will get extra money. And whereas if you order tests on these patients would have different insurances, we will actually deduct some money. And I'm going, I'm thinking, I'm coming from Canada, where I don't decide, the treatment based on their insurance, and here that's what I've been asked to decide. And so this is the seed that actually started me thinking that, that part is wrong. So it's that's how the movie was sort of thought.
And how timely that this should be in this movie that's released now too. And the other one is the scene with the woman and the transplant.
I'm dying, correct?
Transplant's your only option.
If I can't pay for it?
You won't even get on the list.
Relate that one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we had a transplant surgeon as a consultant in our movie, and he told me that if a person does not have money, they will not get listed for transplant.
They will not get listed. What do you mean by that?
Means they will be allowed to die.
In other words, if there were a heart even available for them, somebody even close by is in an auto accident and their heart is available for transplant, they would not even be able to be the recipient of that.
Well, recipient means the one person who gets it. Yes.
Right.
I mean, if they got an illness that was no fault of their own, and they didn't have any money, they didn't qualify for Medicaid, they would have to sell off their assets to raise the money, which could be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. But they wouldn't even be on the list. 2 blocks away, somebody who donates their organs dies in an auto accident. I'm sitting in the hospital and I have no money and I have no house or anything like that. I've got nothing that I can give these people. I would not be on the list to be a recipient of that person's heart.
Correct.
Holy moly. Isn't that?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. I think there are great things about the system. In America, but there's also things that need to be changed, and I think this is one of the things that I addressed in our movie was, we had a working, middle-aged lawyer who gets denied, and because of her condition. I mean, she's used up her lifetime medical benefits. Which, most people even don't know that each card that we carry with insurance has a lifetime medical benefit, and once it's done, you're got to, start looking for assets to sell. So.
Yes. Now, something else that occurred to me, and seeing as that you've done this somewhat in Michigan here, have you ever met Michael Moore?
No, I did not meet Michael Moore. I've seen his movie, but I've not met him.
You've seen Sicko?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think of that? Do you think that that's a lot of comedy, or is there anything real in that?
I think, like I said, I think it's not totally accurate because, like I said, in the movie, that Canada was portrayed to be really, really great. I mean, like I said, unless you're in the system itself, you're gonna find that it is a problem because I've personally had experiences myself